There are a lot of charge moves in Pokemon Go's player versus player. Many of them are great, and many more are just good enough to get the job done. However, some charge moves are impressively awful, to the point where they have almost no reason beyond any Pokemon. Tonight, I'll be taking you all through the top 10 worst charge moves in player versus player. Some of the moves that are clones of each other I'll rank with each other. Also, I put this funny picture of Sceptile here because it made me laugh. Number 10, Psycho Boost. Now, I know that this is a controversial choice, but to be honest, Psycho Boost is probably the most overrated move in the entire game. Exclusive to the Deox family, Psycho Boost is supposed to be a nuke move like Superpower or Close Combat, where you deal a massive amount of damage and then swap out or finish off your opponent's last Pokemon. The problem is in Psycho Boost's stats. Psycho Boost is a clone of Leaf Blade, a move which was made to be spammed, except it sharply drops your attack so you can't even spam it. It doesn't help that with Deox's low attack, you'll almost never deal more than half damage to a neutral opponent. That said, Deox has amazing stats, so hopefully this move is never buffed, ever. Number 9, Horn Attack. This move is an exact clone of other moves like Bone Club, Brick Break, Shadow Punch, and Poison Fang. However, I actually think those other moves are pretty good, and Poison Fang is great because they can actually be super effective and complement some Pokemon like Alolan Marowak and Raichu very well. Horn Attack can have some use as bait, but it's not very good if you mess up the bait, or just need something to throw. It's alright, I guess. Number 8, Muddy Water and Mirror Shot. I guess they aren't atrocious or anything, but 35 damage for 35 energy and having a small, teensy tiny chance to drop the opponent's stats is meh. It's pretty much all some Pokemon have to bait with, and it works great for them, so I guess these moves have some kind of use. Number 7, Dig. Hey, 100 power for a nuke is honestly a pretty sweet deal. Too bad it costs 80 energy, which is actually a pretty terrible deal. Luckily, most things that learn Dig have access to much better ground moves like Earthquake or Drill Run, or just straight up better nukes in general. Number 6, Signal Beam. 75 damage for 55 energy, combined with a poor offensive typing, makes this move rather meh. Its 20% stat drop honestly isn't enough to make it worth using and is pretty unreliable. At least its animation is pretty cool. Just look at all those squares and beams and stuff. It's awesome, I love it. Number 5, Brine Submission. Another case of moves that do underwhelming damage for pretty much no reason, with 60 damage for 50 energy from both moves. Considering how these moves are limited to a very small pool of Pokemon, it's doubtful we'll see these moves in particular get a buff anytime soon. I think that's a major shame, especially since I think Submission's spinny animation is kind of funny and I wish I got to see it more. Number 4, Psybeam, Rock Tomb, and Water Pulse. 70 damage for 60 energy is pretty bad, but unlike the next few moves on this list, you might actually deal some damage with these moves. In the handheld games, Rock Tomb is a clone of Icy Wind, so I'm hopeful someday it will be buffed like Icy Wind to drop attack. But the other two moves, I don't know. Psybeam inflicts confusion or something, right? Maybe there's room there? I don't know. These moves just make me sad, man. Number 3, Silver Wind, Ominous Wind, and Ancient Power. I'm covering them all at the same time because they're all pretty much the same move. Ancient Power is the best of the three because Rock is actually a pretty sweet offensive typing and can definitely scare some Pokemon like Charizard and Articuno in the Ultra League. But the other two are just pretty shitty, man. Ominous Wind, I'm pretty sure Giratina uses that, right? And it's just for bait because there's no other options. Yeah, these moves suck ass. They were nerfed way too hard and should probably be buffed a little bit. Number 2, Air Cutter, Draining Kiss, Flame Wheel, Mirror Coat, and Nightshade. 5-way tie because all of these moves have the same stats. They are very embarrassing moves. 60 damage for 55 energy. You would expect a lot more damage or a lot less energy for that combination, but yeah, these moves are all pretty terrible, and I'd be willing to bet you didn't even know Draining Kiss was a move until I told you it was and showed you it. Yeah, they're really, really bad. I think the only time you'd ever use Mirror Coat in a game is if they had a Gengar and they swapped into your Wobbuffet or something, but Mirror Coat probably doesn't kill Gengar because it's terrible. I'm going to have to check that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure all these moves are completely useless and should never be used under any circumstances. Number 1, Frustration. You know, it almost feels like cheating to put this one on the list because it's literally designed to be the worst move in the game. It's like a nuke that doesn't nuke. The idea, of course, was to get people to purify their shadow Pokemon. But, of course, people use shadows anyway, so now it's kind of just there to annoy players. I don't even know what else to say, honestly. It's shit. It's fucking shit. There's no redeeming factors to it. It's not super effective against anything. It just inconveniences you. Alright, that's the video. I guess before you leave, I found this funny filter that makes it look like the Sceptile is old. Peace out.